Wednesday and Thursday, I interview business owners, promote upcoming events while discussing topic of the day with some really other great segments right here on the last number one radio station, Hits 92.3 Atlanta. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you can't watch live, download the app of your Google and Apple Play Store. And if you want to spread brand awareness, you can always give me a call directly at 678-531-9752 as we are accepting new bookings. So I'm so upset that I could not get my Starbucks today. For some reason, the Starbucks was closed after I had purchased my order. I got there and it was closed. But it's okay. They said it got me next week. So I'm okay with that. And I'm tired of being pregnant. Um, I have 70 more days till the baby come. So I just can't wait. I can't wait for it to be over because I think I'm already experiencing Braxton his contractions. Y'all, I have an event I'm so excited to be promoting. Come out and help me celebrate Tanisha Starks, owner of Just Butter Body Butter. If that sounds familiar, that's because she was actually a guest on my show here at Build a Brand with Kristen. And she is hosting her first pop-up shop event with brunch, hookahs. It's gonna be on a Sunday of April 24th from 2 to 7 at the Red Room Hookah Lounge, 571 Garden Walk Boulevard in College Park. I will be out there interviewing business owners and helping them spread brand awareness. As well as I will have my eyelash table out there. So if y'all need some eyelashes, come pull up on me. There's gonna be photographers to be on site taking photos. The entry is $20, which includes all you can eat brunch from 2 to 5 and $35 hookah. No alcohol will be served, but you can bring your own bottle for $20 per bottle. That's just the lounge rule. So come out and shop with some of the dopest vendors. Enjoy grown and sexy atmosphere. Catch this vibe. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to go. I'm ready. I'm packed and ready. Um, y'all, we have a really great show today. As I've been getting a lot of inboxes about some things. Um, I have some really great things that's going on out there. That people have been inboxing me that they need me to talk about when it comes to the pop-up shop world. Um, so before we get into that, I just want to talk about Cascade Pop-up Shop for a second. If you have your ticket for this Saturday, I have been watching the weather and I'm assuming it is going to thunderstorm. As the rain is over 60%. Um, and me being the person I am, I care more about the vendors than hosting the event. So I don't want anyone, to be out there in the rain. So we have to roll over to next Saturday, the 23rd, where it'll be hot. So you don't have to worry about the rain. It's not gonna rain next Saturday. So that's just part of the comes with the territory of hosting an outside event. You just sometimes have to make a that sacrifice. So we are moving to next Saturday. Eyelashme-2.com, y'all. Check them out. Have new lashes um from 6 double D's to 30 millimeter eyelashes. So the weekend is coming up. Make sure y'all shop. Really great pricing, and all the lashes are handmade. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always call in at 404-254-4347. Y'all know what time it is. We're gonna start our day off with the B Team Investigates. We have two stories actually. We have the Comcast scam, as well as another scam that's apparently going around that I am being asked to talk about. And that scam is going to be called yeah, I need to learn the business credit scam. So first off, let's talk about Comcast right now. It is people, the new scam that's going on is that the scammers are calling around, pretending to be Comcast workers, telling people that work from home that they're I don't know why I thought I had printed that out, but I guess I didn't. But I remember is that the scammers are calling around to people homes and letting them know that their account has been hacked. And for an additional $200, they can get um this protection well on their accounts or whatever. And so just be mindful. I don't have it with me today, unfortunately. But I'll have it next time to just go back over it to talk about it. But if anyone's calling from Comcast, just make sure that you guys are checking to verify that they are indeed an employee. Um, Also, I have been notified about a new scam that is going on. So the B team have investigated business credit scam. So if you paid anyone a credit application fee and never received the money or that is still processing, you need to contact whoever that loan company is with and find out why you have not received your money. Let me say this, you can indeed get a business credit application on your own. You do not have to pay anyone to help you with a business credit that you can apply for on your own. So just be mindful and careful of who you're doing business with. A lot of people say that they paid certain people for to help them file an application for their business and they never got the money back. Um we have popping topic today. Before we get into what's going on, we have a man arrested for slapping an 8-year-old for spitting on him. It was a teacher got arrested for slapping the 8-year-old for spitting on him. Now, was he right or wrong, and what would you have done? I know me personally, I don't know about slapping. Maybe I would have pushed him down. I don't know. I mean, spitting on somebody is a very, very terrible offense, but it's a child. So, I definitely think he was wrong. If it was an adult, then I think, him slapping him maybe would have been excused, but I don't think I would have violated an 8-year-old child by pushing him down. So if y'all have anything on this topic, as the story is trending right now, give us a call at 442544347. Um, Also, let me say this. I'm Let's do it. Let's do it. You know what? I have tried for the longest to be that person that says, you know what? I remember at our last location we was at. I had talked about something that was kind of controversy, and about people having celebrities at their event to have a reason to overcharge people. But you know what? I feel like I'm being comfort. So let's do it today. Let me adjust my crown. Let me adjust my seat because I'm ready. I'm ready to do it today. So just give me a second. I'm ready. Because I feel like the haters, I feel like they come for me. Why? Because first off, let me say this. I am one of the many hosts that care about their vendors. Some of these pop-up shop hosts, all they worry about is the money coming in. They will host an event in the middle of nowhere where like Courage the Cowardly Dog live just to collect a check so that they can say that they hosted a event. First off, if you're gonna be a pop-up shop host, there are rules and regulations to things that you need to do. First, you need to make sure that you market and advertise an event. A vendor, it is not up to the vendor to be able to promote your event and let people know they are coming out. That is not their job. If you are having the event, say at a place, The promoter is the person that's hosting the event, is the one who is supposed to let the crowd know, hey, so and so gonna be here. It's not up to the attendees to promote a pop-up shop. So you need to make sure that you're not on social media blasting vendors for not promoting an event that you set up yourself. Second, Cascade Pop-Up Shop is number one when it comes to high traffic. We do offer high traffic pop-up shops. We do offer an event that allows people to come and set up their stuff to be able to sell their stuff to the population. This is my thing. You can't sit there and say that we're calling ourselves number ones when we have 5-star reviews. I'm all for networking with another person, but I feel like that if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a host, then no one is going to no one is going to worry about what you doing. So my thing is this: Cascade Pop-Up Shop is sold out every Saturday. But with the rain, I already said that we move it Saturday. There's no reason why other hosts should be commenting on my stuff, asking me about my vendors and you know if I should check the weather. You have to worry about your own stuff. Worry about yourself. If half the world will worry about their own business, it will be less people, it will be less stories to tell on the first 48. People need to learn how to mind their business. Don't worry about what the next person is doing and how they're holding their event. Worry about how you are holding yours. I don't need you to tell me to worry about the weather as another event or as another host that's not even attending my event. Why are you in my business? Focus on yourself and why your business is not taking off or why people are deeming you as a scammer. I'm just saying. But I do want to address some things that have been messaged to me. Um I'm popping my stuff today. I don't care. We have a guest at 11. I'm super excited about. Um But this is my thing. If anybody have any questions, you can always give us a call in. I'm looking for someone posted in Pop-Up Shop of Atlanta and said, why do you feel some pop-up shops don't do well? My opinion, some hosts run too many events at one time. You promoting 3 flyers at once. It confuses your audience. If you're doing a pop-up shop every 2 weeks to every month, it's nothing to look forward to, honestly. Then one top of y'all doing the same stuff. Y'all have the same vendors every time. Um, Give it some time to promote and make a buzz. But hey, just my opinion. How do you feel it's a lot of failed pop-up shops? So the first thing I want to address, because I kind of feel like this post definitely makes sense, but I do want to address it. I don't think that I don't think a host should be um trying to manage 3 and 4 events at one time. I feel like if you have an event that happens, every 2 weeks, focus on one date at a time because it can confuse people in the group. When you said I'm promoting the event on the 16th and I'm promoting an event that I'm having on the 23rd, then it gives it's too much everywhere. It's like, well, what's the information for this one? What's the information for that one? So I think that you should always do one event at a time. That way you can focus on one and then come for the second because they can top over. Um, I do agree that you should not promote 3 flyers at one time. Cascade Pop-Up Shop is every Saturday, and so I share one flyer every week. So then when one weekend is over, then I have a new flyer for the next week with information on that. I never do a whole month's worth of flyers at one time. It should always be one at a time. Um, I don't agree that if you host more than one event a month, that it should I don't agree that if you host an event more than once, that it doesn't give people something to look forward to. That's not true. You can I host an event every Saturday and people are excited when they come out. Because it's always new vendors, new music, new customers to shop with. So just because you hosting the event every week doesn't mean doesn't mean that you can't good morning. We have Dell Williams from Facebook checking in. Good morning, TD, my aunt. How are you doing out there? How things are going? I'm saying I feel like that hosting an event every Saturday is always exciting. It's exciting because like to my kids, they'll say, "Hey, what vendors are coming out this week? Will we have these vendors from last week?" So it's always exciting to host an event every week because you never know who you're gonna see, who you're gonna look forward to. So I don't agree that hosting the event every week or every 2 weeks, is lame or shouldn't be done. I don't agree with that comment at all. I feel like it's fun and it gives you something to look forward to. It's like seeing your favorite show. We watch the Tommy show. I forgot what it's called. Power. We watch that every Sunday because we look forward to what's going to happen next week. So it's the same thing with a reoccurring pop-up shop. Like you look forward to what's going to happen. So I don't think it's always, the same stuff that goes on. And it's not always the same vendors. If you have a good event and a good turnout, of course you're going to have the same vendors. But you also going to have new vendors. Like this week, I have some vendors from last week, but I also have new vendors. Next week, I'm going to have returning vendors, but I'm also going to have new ones as well. So it's always exciting to see what someone different is doing. I do think do have to give it time to promote. I don't think some people, if you're doing a one-time event, maybe promote, especially if you knew 30 days in advance. But if you are a reoccurring event, then you don't really need that much time to promote because people already know who you are and what you offer. But I do agree it's a lot of failed pop-up shops that go on. And the reason why is because some people just come out the gate and just throw out a flyer and say they hosting the event without properly doing the work for it. One, you have to make sure that the location is high traffic. If you're going to be honest and promote it as high traffic, you have to make sure the traffic is there. Meaning, for a fact people are coming in to shop. Um, these are just let me just go with some things that I do. I say we're a high traffic one because it's true. It's not a lie. We're in a high traffic parking lot that I created with customer base. They know we out there every week. They know what we selling, what we doing. They come to shop like they do at Walmart. You have to make sure that that's all part of marketing and advertising. Walk around with your vendors. Ask them if they okay. Hey, do you need anything? It's we help with tent setup, at my location. If I see a vendor struggling with they get their tent up, then I help them get their tent up. You have to go to beyond besides just taking their money. It's no different than when you go to a grocery store. Sometimes you expect them to help you bring your groceries to the car, right? So it's the same way. You have to go a little extra mile if you want a good turnout. You can't just sit at your table and let the vendors fend for themselves. I walk around every 30 minutes. A little less now because I'm a little bit more pregnant in weeks. But I still get up and I still walk around and say, "Hey, you okay? Hey, do you need anything?" That's how you're supposed to do. You're providing a service to these people. And you should be able to make sure that they are comfortable at all times. If you have a pop-up shop in College Park in the back of a building and you have 30 people coming out, that's not a good turnout because the vendors are shopping with each other. Nobody knows you're in the back of a building because you didn't promote it. And promoting on Facebook and Instagram is not always the best promotion. You have to get out there and put in the foot traffic. When we first moved to Cascade, me and my kids, we drove out there and put flyers on people cars, doors. We knocked on doors to let them know, like, hey, we're going to be setting up a vendor marketplace where you can come every week and shop before hitting the stores. You have to get out and talk to people. But that's just my opinion. Um, and then Tiffany said, some of the hosts out here is for the money. For example, I was a vendor at an event and promoted my butt off and was advised that it would be heavy traffic and only made one sale. Had it not been for my family coming, I never would have promoted. Let me say this. A lot of people, they go in groups and they will say that I didn't make any money. I've had it happen to me where we'll have a whole bunch of customers outside and people will claim that they did not make money. And they will say that because they didn't make, just because you personally did not make money does not mean the event was trash or it didn't have high traffic. That's giving out a false review and it's making the host look bad when indeed there was that traffic out there. Just be honest and say, I didn't make no money at the event, but other people did. So when you give reviews in other pop-up shop groups and on posts, you have to be honest. Don't sit there and say, oh, there was no traffic. And when indeed it was hundreds of people out there, they just didn't buy your product. That don't mean that it wasn't high traffic. It just mean you didn't make sales. So I think if more people would get out their feelings and just really be honest with how an event went, then it will help out other people. Because I've had that happen where someone have said it was no where the customers at, I didn't make no money. No, you didn't make money, but everybody else did. So you have to be honest when you're writing reviews about people pop-up shops because what you write can make or break them sometimes because other people read these comments. So always be honest when you write a comment. Also, let me address that high traffic pop-up shops do exist because someone who probably don't have nothing else better to do with their time made a statement that high traffic pop-up shops don't exist. Yes, it does exist. I have one. There's other people that have one. You can't say that these things don't exist because you don't have them. Don't put that false narrative out there. If you want to host an event and tell people that your event has high traffic, if it honestly will have high traffic, then you can advertise that. Don't mislead people on when it comes to events because it does hurt the event owner if that's not true. But I always tell people you have to make sure that you read reviews. Go ask them about their reviews. Look at their past flyers. Ask those vendors if you got to inbox them. Hey, does this event really have high traffic? We have to utilize each other when it comes to the small business world because, that's all we have is each other. I don't have no problem asking someone how was a past event if I want to attend it because I want to make sure that host is giving out accurate information. So, I just think that that's, how it should be. I feel like if we, ask each other, it will always, it'll work out if we utilize how each other feels. Some of these pop-up shop hosts is out for the money, and you can tell which ones it is. It's the ones who don't never have no reviews, or the ones who have negative reviews, or the ones who charge way too much money to come to their events. It shouldn't be like that. I feel like if you don't check in with the vendors or you don't make sure that they okay, then I feel like it is about the money. If you have an event in a location that you know for a fact is not good traffic and you still trying to bring people in, I feel like that's not I feel like you is about the money. You could tell the ones that really care versus the ones that don't. Um, but I feel like, just be honest. It's really it's really too much going on out here for us to be trying to, tear each other down and write bad reviews about other people pop-up shops. So one person, he inboxed me. He wanted me to talk about why are vendor fees always high. He said vendor fees are always $65 or higher. My pop-up shop is $65. I don't know about anything higher, but if you the price of what the ticket is should match what you offering, like a package deal. Like for $65, I know you're gonna make that money back. I know that it's a high traffic pop-up shop, real good location, the music. It's a lot that goes behind hosting an event before you host before hosting, before having it. You have to pay for the DJ. You have to pay for the venue. You have to pay for the location. So some people may charge more so that they could get a return on their investment. But if it's $65 for a parking lot, I feel like that's a really good price, especially if it's in a good location and the customers are there. Um, the hosts are he said the hosts are sometimes nowhere to be found when you arrive. I feel like a host should always be there when you arrive. I'm the first one that comes when you come to Cascade, I'm the first person you see. I get there before the vendors. I set up before the vendors. So when they start arriving, I can properly greet and meet them and check them in. The host should always be available and when a vendor arrives and when the vendor needs them. That's all part of being a good pop-up shop host. He said, I be looking clueless AF about where to set up just to have my name on the table next to me if it's inside or asking the person next to me, can I sit by them? I think that's highly unprofessional. If a vendor comes to your event and they don't know where to set up at. When a vendor comes to my event, I have my checklist. Hey, Darren, thank you for coming. You could set up in this spot. A vendor should never have to tell themselves what they should set up because one, if they already being greeted by the host that took their money, then they should know where they're supposed to set up. Their name shouldn't just be written on the table like, oh, find where you supposed to sit at. You show them where to sit at. That's what makes a good host. And if these things are done, then people wouldn't be, asking for these things to be addressed. These are the ones that's doing it for the money because they don't care. And they're making other pop-up shop hosts look the same way when it's not like that. Um, he said again, they never give you free water. I be thirsty after talking so much. Can I get a bottle of water? Kristen why is they not giving water? Okay, let me address this. First off, it is not the host's job to give you water. That's I mean, some people can, but it's not mandatory that a pop-up shop host give you water because if anything, you come with your own water. Some people you should have a food vendor that's serving drinks along with the food or whatever. But if you don't have that, then it's nothing wrong with making sure that the vendors have water to drink, especially if they in a hot area or on the inside. But most people come with their own water. It's not the host's job to provide you with water. So I don't agree with that. Um the family, he says their family walk in and go around to their tables. They hardly walk around to other vendors and businesses. They leave right after they come see their people. So I guess what he's saying is that the vendors will have family members that come. I mean, the host will have family members and friends to only come see them, but don't shop the vendors. It's hard for me to address that one. Because if it's an event where anyone is allowed, then the host family member should be able to attend. You can't make somebody buy your product. I tell my kids that all the time at the event in my event. I can't make shoppers buy your products. It's up to you to market. So if you see someone that's not selling something, say, "Hey, can you come see what's on my table or whatever?" Though it is the host job to make sure that the vendor, that all vendors are being seen. But again, you can't force people to buy your product. He said other vendors sometimes don't even speak. I mean, Kristen, I go to events and people do not talk to each other. How am I going to support? Can you address this? Okay. Other vendors, vendors don't have to talk to each other. I can't make one vendor say hey to another vendor. Maybe that's just how they are. Long as you make sure you speak and keep it moving. I can't tell you how many times vendors come to my event and don't speak. That could just be how they are, but I'll still say good morning and keep it moving. You don't have to speak to me, you don't have to talk to me. You're not they if you're at an event and a vendor won't talk to you, please keep in mind that you paid your money to go there to sell an item, not to make friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a job. If you go to a job and someone's not talking to you, they can't, you know what I'm saying? Just do your job and keep it moving and go home. It's the same way at these events. If people don't want to network with you, just keep it moving. You cannot force people to talk to you. You cannot force people. I can't tell one vendor, hey, why didn't you speak to that person? We're not in daycare. If they don't want to talk, they don't have to. Some people shy. Some people antisocial. So I don't know about that one. Um, I mean, vendors, I feel like they should talk to each other, especially the network, because you don't know who I know. That could help you. You don't know, I don't know who you know. Maybe we could work with each other. I don't know. I feel like that's crazy. He said there is nothing extra, including with your fee, except one table, two chairs. Some hosts don't even let you speak at their events. Like, can I introduce my business? Um, First off, if the host is providing you with a table and two chairs, I'm pretty sure that table and two chairs wasn't free. You know, there's a lot of things in this message that I agree with, and there's a lot of things that I'm confused on. I could understand what he mean when he say there's nothing extra. Like it's 65 to come to Cascade Pop-Up Shop. You bring your own table, your own table, your own chair. Why? Because we're in the parking lot and I can't afford to get every single body a chair, every single body a table. And most vendors, if you go to events, you already have this stuff. My table always in my in my trunk with my two chairs because you just never know. But for those that don't have it, I mean, if it's extra, then for the host to provide this to you, then I guess that's just how they do their business. But I guess he mean there's nothing extra besides the table and the two chairs. It should be if you paying like $100 to go to an event and you getting a table and two chairs, you should at least be able to get that money back. I feel like any event you go to, you should be able to get your money back. He said, I'm saying all this to say we have to do better. Can someone throw a free event one day? Y'all be having plugs to halls, schools, park, clubs, and bars. Why can't no one do a free event for vendors? I know we all have to eat, but y'all know well, plenty of y'all turn this pop up thing into a hustle, and that's not cool. Okay. No. Somebody can do a free event. I'm not doing no free event. I didn't quit my job to do a free event. I quit my job because I believe in what I do when it comes to my pop-up shop. I believe in helping other people, but you have to pay for that. If a parking lot costs $350, just saying, that has to be paid. Who has that money to just throw out there all every time they have an event to host for free? So it's okay for me to lose hundreds of dollars to host a free event for you to come to so that you can make hundreds of dollars and I have nothing in my hand to bring back home to take care of my family. So it's okay for you to make money at a free event that I'm hosting, but I can't make my money. I feel like that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a business. Walmart is not going to give out free pork chops so that you could eat. Food Depot is not going to give out free chicken just so you could go home and feed your family. They have to make a profit too. It's a business. A lot of people have turned it into a hustle where they feel like, oh, hostess are making lots of money, so I'm going to have a pop up shop too. And then they pocket the money and it's whatever. But it's people out here that really do it because they believe in the brand itself. A lot of people turned out what a pop up shop is and turned negative. Let me tell you first off what a definition of a pop-up shop is. The definition of pop-up shop is supposed to be a place of a location inside or outside where small business owners who cannot afford brick and mortar, whether they can or not, can come and display their products to a larger audience to help them make sales and build the confidence to want to do more. You pay a fee because hosting these events is not free. You have a DJ, you have to pay for the event. You have to pay for parking. If some people do, but I know mostly is for inside. You might have to pay for water, the use of electricity, stuff like that. So you have to get that money back. It's like a profit. If I sell you something for $10, I want if I go to an event for $10, I expect to make 20 back. My money plus then some. So you can't expect for people to throw a free event just so you could make money. That's not how that goes. And some people have turned it into a hustle because they feel like it's an extra $300 to $400 a week. But those are the ones that's only doing it for the money. And like I said, you can tell the ones that do it for the money and the ones that don't. It's the difference. Um, yes, you can have plugs to pop-up shops, halls, school, parks, clubs, and bars. But again, it has to be paid for. I've been at my location for 2 years, and I don't get no discount at all on being in that parking lot every summer. It's a fee that has to be paid regardless, unless, of course, we're not out there. But I can't go and say, "Hey, I've been here for 2 years. Would you mind giving me a discount on this location?" No. You've been living in a house for what? If you've been living in your apartment, you can't go to your rental office and say, "Hey, can you give me a discount on this month's rent?" You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to pay that. You have to pay that, and that person has to pay it as well. So it doesn't matter if you have the hookup on any location, it still has to be paid. People still have to run a business. He said stop using hardworking businesses to put cheese in your pocket. Okay, so at this point, he addressing the ones that's doing it for the money. The ones that's like, okay, the pop-up shop world hostess is making money. So I'm just gonna host an event on this Saturday and I'm not gonna put any work into promoting it once I collect the money through Cash App or whatever. I agree. If your heart is not in really helping these small business owners, then you should not be hosting an event for the money. I feel like, that's kind of scamming to say, "Oh, I care about you as a vendor," or "I want you to come to my event and you posting flyers out, and then once you collect the money, you late to the event." It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that do these things and they do it just for the money. Um, and I feel like people should stop using hardworking businesses. I also feel like people should stop using children to hosting kid events just for the money because there's hosts that do that too. They'll host kid events just so that, parents could sign up to say their kids did something. So, just be mindful of when you do these events. I feel like personally To each his own. How someone run I can't dictate how someone run their business, how they can and cannot do it when it comes to a pop-up shop or an event. Everyone is different. But what I do think is that people need to take heed to what these vendors and how they are feeling. Go in the groups. If you really care about hosting, go into these groups and read what the vendors are saying. Read how they feel. Address them. Let them know what you can do differently at your event. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more than one way that we could help each other out besides throwing a flyer under their comment thinking that'll make them feel better. And people wonder why, it's not that I don't want to network with certain people because it's been said that I don't assist or I don't network with other women. It's not that. It's just that I feel like I see what you do. I don't have to comment on everything. If I feel like you're not a good host or I feel like you're in it just for the money, then no, I don't want to network with you. I want to network with women that's really in here to make a difference, that's really doing it because they want to see small business owners on the come up. I could have did a radio show about anything, a whole bunch of nonsense, or doing what everybody else doing. I do mine to interview small business owners to help them spread more brand awareness outside of a pop-up shop, outside of social media. That's when you really care. And yes, of course, we have other people that's now all of a sudden coming out with podcasts doing the same thing. But if your heart is not in it, then it's not. It has to be about that. When you start a business, when you start a brand, it has to be because it's something you believe in. It's something you care about. But I think it's too many scammers that's out here scamming people out of money, and not doing great jobs at these events. I can name quite a few that I've been told is scammers. But then if I do that, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But, I feel like this is, we just have to network with each other. Um, you know, so I don't know. I feel like if we work with each other and stop always putting a price on everything, more people, can succeed. Sometimes people ask for advice. Ask me for advice on how to host a pop-up shop. I tell them for free. I don't tell them, oh, it'll be $30 for me to tell you how to do something when I know I can assist you. It takes no more than 5 minutes to assist you. And I think that's where, everybody just go wrong at. Everybody just wanna put a price tag on other people and not really help them, the way that they supposed to be helped. It's a competition out here and it's a doggy dog world. I can't tell you how many times the pop-up shop host owner calls and tells me that somebody is asking him to borrow the parking lot because they see that I be having it popping. He tells me this so that I can know, Kristen, be aware that people is trying to take from you. But I believe in what's for me is for me, and then what's not is what's not. It's not the traffic that makes Cascade Pop-Up Shop jump the way it is. Right now, we had 10,000 views on Eventbrite alone. Right now, I won't even go into how many sales we have alone. Not how many times Cascade Pop-Up Shop trended on social media. How many people say I heard about this event, I want to come? It's not those traffic avenues that make it what it is. It's the people that when cars drive by, they see people dancing, selling products, having a good time. I don't just engage with vendors, I engage with the customers. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming to our pop-up shop. Let me know if you're looking for a particular vendor. Vendors come out, some of these vendors, come out, they talk to people, They network with other people. That's how it is. If you had a pop-up shop and you just like this the whole time, who wants to shop with you? You have to make yourself known. When you're at an event, get up and talk to people. When I see someone coming to my table, I do this. I stand up so they could see, hey, I'm ready to greet you and I'm friendly. I don't sit there like this looking lost. You have to get up and network. You have to get up and let people know who you are. And that's the truth. And then you want to go on social media and say, I didn't make no sales. I don't even remember you being there. What table was you even sitting at? You know what I'm saying? So you have to make yourself and your presence known. You can't just think people just gonna walk up to you and buy what's on your table when you don't even look like you want to be bothered. I done seen people at my pop-up shop reading a book when it's people walking around. You have to. I have one vendor. Her name is Yanni, and she comes faithfully every Saturday. The owner of the Only Fashionista. And when she see people walking around, she already in front of her table. And I put her in the middle so people can see her as an example. She gets up, hey, how you doing? I got bracelets. Oh, I anything I got bracelets for the whole family. I got bracelets for kids, men, babies, whatever. I got fedoras. That's how you market yourself at an event. And I'll see the whole family come and buy what she's selling. You can't wait. I done seen people going into the hair store about to buy lashes. And I'm like, hey, come over. I got lashes right here at this table. Come on over. You have to make your presence known. And I let them know, hey, I'm here next Saturday. Come get more if you need to re-up. Make your presence known. Because when these customers call me, they'll ask me, hey, is the bracelet lady gonna be out? Hey, is the hat people gonna be out? They may not know your business name, but they remember what you had on your table. Hey, the lady who's selling keychains, is she still gonna be there? They call. They go in there and ask for my number to look for certain vendors. Lene Whooping Pies is a legend at Cascade Pop-Up Shop. Them customers love them pies. They asked for her last Saturday. You have to make yourself known. Because if you call me and say, I didn't make no sales or I was sitting at this, I'm sorry, what was your business name again? Because I didn't see you get up now one time and network, talk to anybody. You cannot be a vendor that sits at the table and wait for the money to come to you. You have to be a go-getter when you go to people events. Not just mine, all events. Be a go-getter. Get up, walk around, pass out your flyers. Come out that shell. You cannot be a turtle at a pop-up shop hiding. You have to come out and make yourself known. Because people not gonna shop. I done been to pop-up shops where I went to go network or I went to go support and I skipped over people that looked like they had good products because they didn't look friendly. It's you that makes the difference between whether or not you make a sale if there are people. One lady last week, she made $700 at Cascade Pop-Up Shop, True Tea, because she was out walking around. I mean, she was hustling. She was like bringing products to customers walking by. Like, hey, come see this dress at her table dancing. She was looking so inviting and called me and was like, hey, let me tell you what I made. I'll be back every Saturday. Pumped. You have to be the difference. You cannot solely depend on the host to bring a customer to you to make a sale. You have to bring them yourself. Because I don't believe when I see someone say I didn't make no money, the event was slow, there was no customers. No. Well, my question is, did you get up? Did you network? Did you show your products? Did you go on the microphone, to talk about what you have? You have to do that. At my event, the microphone always open where vendors can go up and, while people shopping and talk about what they have. There's some people that don't do it. It's voluntary for you to do it and don't do it. But it does help. Because I've seen where people went on the microphone and talked about their business and customers stopped to listen to what they had to say. So, it's the difference. You can't always say it's up to the host to bring customers to you. If the customer's there, then it's up to you to gravitate them to you. Make them remember you. Make them want to come back. People call and be like, "Where's the eyelash girl?" I'm like, "Is she coming back?" I am the eyelash girl. Yes. You know what I'm saying? People don't always buy your product because they buy their products because of you. If they're with you, then if they like who you are, they're gonna gravitate to you and want to buy from you. And I say that because I'm in a world where everybody sells lashes. Whether I hand make and design mine, everybody has lashes. But I've seen people drive past the store, come from Decatur to meet me in Cobb County to buy lashes from me because of me, because of my personality, how I make them feel as a shopper. You know, the difference between me and Keisha up the street. You have to set yourself apart and be different. Because if nobody knows you, then nobody's going to know you if you don't make yourself seen. So, I am going to take a break because I believe my guest is here. Um, so we are going to go on a short break. Um, y'all are tuned into Cascade. Did I just say Cascade Pop Up Shop? Y'all is tuned in to Build a Brand with Kristen at his 92.3 Atlanta.
You already on the screen. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Build a Brand with Kristen at his 92.3 ATL. I am your host of the day. For the rest of my last day till next week. But I am super excited. We have a special guest here, Miss Nette, with All from the Heart Design. I want to take earlier if you guys missed out, I was kind of going over pop up shops and some of the do's and don'ts of just pretty much being a pop up shop host, as well as some people minding their business. Um, Also, don't forget to download the Hits 92.3 app in your Google or Apple Play Store. Don't forget to check out Cascade Pop Up Shop. As I stated, I sent out emails to all my vendors, but if y'all can, please check, that would be really nice. Um, because of the rain this weekend, I had decided I think it was 7 o'clock this morning. I sent out an email to everyone. So if you can go over that, that'd be really really great. Um, don't forget we have popping topic of the day, which is a man being arrested for slapping the 8-year-old student for spitting on him. Do you feel like he was right or wrong? And what would you have done? So if there's some teachers out there that teach middle school, I definitely want to know what you think about this. Also, we have popping topic number 2 for the day. Is your man allowed to have a female best friend? Why or why not? So I can't wait to get into that. Hey, Miss Nat, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
um, it looks like we have a few check-ins that we need to go over really quickly. Dale Williams, who's my aunt, she says, I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I don't know why it's not showing. There you go.
That's on the phone.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Good morning, Tanisha. Y'all don't forget to check out Tanisha Stark's event that we are actually doing together. Um, Let me see. I went over it this morning, but come out and help me celebrate Tanisha Stark, owner of Just Butter Body Butter. First pop-up shop event, brunch hookah and shop Sunday on April 24th from 2 to 7 at the Red Room Hookah Lounge at 571 Garden Walk Boulevard. As stated, I will be in the building interviewing business owners, making sure we spread brand awareness at this event, as well as there'll be photographers there. And we're also going to have Eyelash for Me Too is going to be in the building. We have Kay Wine from YouTube checking in. She said, "Hey, ladies." um, we also have Tamika Park from Facebook checking in. She said, "Good morning. Hey, ladies. Good morning, Tamika. You missed all my rant this morning. I done spent the whole hour going all over pop-up shop rants and stuff." Um, then she said, "Of course, my internet is so laggy." Of course, he can have a female best friend. Girl, no, he can't. We got to talk about this. No, he can't. Not, no. Yeah, we got to talk about that one. Yeah, she said, of course, he can. Yeah, until you realize that you're not best friends.
All sisters,
Or
all
sisters,
cousins.
cousins. Well, if you can, Miss Nat, I know you have like the best nail designs I saw on your website in the Atlanta area. But if you can introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers, that'll be excellent.
Okay, well, hi, I am Nette with Off My Heart Design. I am a mobile traveling nail tech. I do service different states as well as the surrounding areas of Georgia. I am also a crafty custom press on nail maker. So I do make custom press on nails as well as when I say I do everything nails, I also offer classes, one on one classes, virtual classes. These classes are tailored for youth, children 17 and younger. I offer them to pros and people who are already in school, as well as I'm a nail instructor.
Okay.
And I also sell nail supplies. We do have a website for all these things that I just mentioned because it is a lot, but I'm here for you. So you can go to www.allfromtheheartdesigns with an s.com where you can see everything that we offer as well as pricing. As far as our store goes, we do offer things for all the nail techs out there and for some things for entrepreneurs and security items and different things like that. And everything is available to be shipped, same day pickup, and we also ship to Canada and out of the state of Georgia as well.
Oh, that's huge when you shipping like nationwide.
Yes.
I like that. Now, let's start from the beginning, Miss Nat. Like, what made you get into doing nails?
Everybody asks that question. Okay. So when I first started doing nails, so when I first started doing nails, I was already into art. I love doing art. Okay, so I just it was something art and me mixed. Okay, and I'm very crafty. But what brought me or introduced me to the nails was my siblings. They went to the store and bought these Kit came home. One or two of them did not know what they were doing. I offered my services because I always was good with the flick of the wrist. So I offered my services to them. They liked what they saw. I liked what I saw. I loved what I was doing. And I just go from that day forward. Never put it back. Yeah.
So it was like inspiration from like family, your siblings.
It was them that introduced it to me. Um, Inspiration would be art and being passionate about certain things.
That's what it's about, the passion. If you don't have the passion to do it, then it doesn't really become successful. You fall out of love with it. So you have to have a passion when you doing the business.
It's not always, even though, I may meet different people and they may mention the thing of, well, what about the money part? Or I've gone to different events where, I want to be exclusive. So at some point, I'm going to stop taking the people that want to come to me two, three times out the year and stuff. And I want to build a VIP clientele, and that's it. No
Okay.
more stragglers. And they said, you're talking about being exclusive, but you're talking about being affordable. And it's, of course, when it's your only income, then it has to make sense. The income has to make sense, and it has to make sense. But if you're going to be servicing people, and in this industry, you're dealing with people like real close, hands on. You're dealing with infections. You could be dealing with infections or cutting people and stuff like that. You need to know what you're doing. So you need to be passionate. You can't just be getting up with a rough day going in trying to service somebody because then that energy is gonna hop off on somebody else. You can't be going in with the intentions of I need to make this dollar, but you don't know what you're doing. So,
And that's something we just discussed this morning with the, intentions of like doing a business and wanting to make money, but you don't know what it is that you're doing, just jumping right on in. You have to start from the
Start from the
beginning.
beginning.
You know,
You know,
start from why you
start
doing
from
this,
why you doing
a
it.
name,
You know,
that speaks on what your
from
brand
what
is
your
about.
brand is
Like all from the
all
heart
from the heart.
design. To me, that's saying that every design that you do is from your heart. So
So
it has to,
to
the name has
you
to stick. It just can't be
be
on
on
nail
nail
tech,
tech,
whatever. It has to be with what your
what your
brand is
brain
about.
is.
Now you said you service
Now you
the
you said
Atlanta and other areas, so you
Mhm.
travel around and you do design
No,
nails.
nails.
Yeah.
yeah.
I offer full set services with acrylics, manicures, and pedicures. I have to add that in it because a lot of people think like nail don't do it all. However, I do it all,
Nice.
and I also do the press ons. I do pop up shops, and I sell my supplies. So I do travel.
And so you
And so
offer
you offer
wholesale.
host.
So
So
I'm actually in the works of doing a wholesale as far as press on, my
Okay.
custom press on. But as far as my supply side, it's more of retail. You can
Okay.
get it in a large quantity if you want to. But right now, no.
Okay.
okay.
And do you
And then
have some designs with you? Or
I
I see you
do.
have them nails on. Okay, because those are
So the nails
cute.
I have on, I did myself with the help of a nail student. And so this is my hand, and this hand was done with the help of a nail student and a nail peer.
Can you describe them like for our listeners, like what we're
Yes.
seeing?
So for the listeners, I have on a extra long coffin set on my left hand because I am a nail tech. So right after here, I'm booked. So I have on my left hand a extra long coffin sleek set with your white and nude blush ombre. And then I have two fingers with my purple light color acrylic powder, which is also available on the website. And I also have on my favorite glitter color powder, which is my Purple Stone Everything. Both of these are available on the website. And I have a little bit of bling on there, not too heavy on it, but a little bit. And then on my right hand, I have on some long, some medium coffin with the same design, little
That's
less
cute.
bling. So that's what I have
You
on
know the
there.
girls, we love the bling.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
love some stuff with some bling on it.
They say diamonds is the girl's best friend.
It is.
I understand this saying now that I have it on my, when I'm wearing it on my hands and stuff like that. So as far as for show and tell go, I didn't bring much in, but I am going to show you guys. Oh my.
Yeah,
Ugh, I
you
love them
could do
all.
some
I'm not gonna
show and
lie.
tell and like just describe. We know what we looking at.
Okay. So for the listeners that's on the radio, I'm showing you guys my cutthroat press on set. The cutthroat comes in either matte or glossy. You can taper it. However, my on hand set for my cutthroat is matte and glossy, and it has bling with a little bit of glitter shimmer polish as well. This is not an acrylic set. And then I'm just take one of these nails out. The cutthroat, it is black and matte on top.
Okay.
However, on the bottom, if I could just get one of these out of here, it is red bottom. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this out. I
Yeah,
don't want
you
to mess it
saying
up.
red
But
bottom like red underneath?
yes, red underneath. Let me
Wow.
try to pull this out.
I've never seen nails like that. That's like have color underneath like that.
Yeah. So this is the set, matte and glossy.
Amazing.
And then
That's nice.
and I'm gonna show y'all the red bottom part. So then I also have my too much bling. This is a square. This is a stream long square set with our nude polish, and your pinky is blinged out. And I also have a hint of marble designs in that one.
Okay. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all check out at allfromtheheartdesigns.com.
Yes, yeah, off on heart design. And then for my Jamaicans, I have this the two that last time I'm showing you guys are new drops. So I have the Jamaican set with the cloudy background. So it has the yellow, black, and green accent. Let me- this one, and I do want to mention that I also do custom sets. So it's not just what you see on the website is what you get. If you go to my website and click on custom press on nails and you just stroll through and you read, you can get a custom set made. If you have a certain design that you see on my gallery, my Instagram is AFTH designs underscore 01 nails. But you can find me if you just put in an abbreviation of Orphan Heart Designs. You'll be able to find me. If you see designs there that you like that I've done on somebody else's nails, then you'll be able to screenshot that, send it to me, say, hey, you want a set like that. I do want to take pictures.
Tamika Parks on Facebook say those are nice.
Thank you. And this is the red bottom to that cutthroat.
I like that.
Thank you
That
so
is
much.
so different. Like the designs you just showed, you'll never find that in the hair store. You'll never find that in the nail salon. Like those are completely different. You can tell that you put so much hard work and craftsmanship into them. Like those look really, really good.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
feel like I definitely have to take my time
You have to.
on these things. Same way
And
I
those
do
look
in this
strong
salon.
together, you know, like I'm just doing them like those look professionally made, like should be sold in stores. Type of nail. we gonna pray that we
Yeah.
get them into the store.
I'm telling you to shush. I'm gonna claim that.
Yeah, we claiming that. We
Yeah.
claiming that. Now you say you teach classes as well. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit more about that for people that want to learn how to do nails?
Absolutely. So I do teach classes one-on-one or virtual. And basically, if you are somebody that have your own stuff, then we can just do it where I taper it down and teach you the curriculum that's on my website. Now, if you are somebody that's just starting out fresh, then we would go through a full curriculum for sanitation, prep work, um, prep work, nail application, bead application. Because nail application could be the tips and it can be applying a manicure. Okay, but then you have your bead work. So we're going to go with powder to liquid ratio so that you're not dealing with wet beads. And while doing something like that, I'm going to go in a lot of detail, different tips and things that I feel helped me throughout my journey of over 15 years of doing nails and different things like that. We also, with a full nail class with me, you will get a kit. And we would not use the supplies from your kit to do the class. We would use other supplies. So then when you leave from me, you still have that kit to do other people and stuff like that. As far as the one-on-one, I typically not like to come to people's houses to do one-on-one, but however, I am thinking about offering coming to your homes. But other than that, you would have to come to me to do the one-on-one. Virtual, I do offer it, but I don't like offering it to people that know nothing about nails. I feel like hands-on is the best way. Um, at the end of that, I also offer taper classes for you to build your own class type package. So if you already know about nails, you already know how to apply them, they're staying on, but you just need just a little bit more shaping. Um, you can go to my website and look at the build your package, and you can do nail art, shaping, ombre, just different things that you may want to work on in more detail.
And do you have like an age on the classes that you teach? Because I know like my daughter, she wants to learn how to do nails, but she's only 13. So is there like an age requirement
So,
for the classes?
so there's no age requirement. Um, I would say this: I'd rather deal with people that are serious. But we have kids, right? They know that they want to do this, but they have to be able to have the attention span to sit down to want this. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So I have done class with a 14-year-old.
Mhm.
Okay, and it went well, but you do have some people that say they want to do. I have kids,
Yeah.
and sometimes they may say they want to do something, they don't want to put their all into it. I have one of my children who says that they want to be a chef, they want to cook. This same plan has been the same for the last 5 years.
Mhm.
and he puts in the work for it. So if you have children and you want your children to learn how to do nails, I do work with children of all ages. Now, if you have a child under the age of 9, I possibly would not do the acrylics and teaching them nipping and drill work because they probably just have to continue to do it. It just really depends. I
Yeah,
feel like it
like
really depends.
teenagers or like that. Some people, I know some nail techs that only teach 18 and older, and that's some people that's like, well, I understand that. You have teenagers that's looking to try to brand out, so we, start like at 13 or 14
Mhm.
years old. The kids out here trying to build the brand too. So
And that's what you know what? I'm a young mom.
yeah,
It don't come with a rule book.
it don't.
But if I had a little bit of things that I know now that
Mhm.
I have accomplished, had I known some of these things back when I first had my child, or certain things about credit and certain finances and just a different way, saying to
Mhm.
leave a legacy, I would have been instilling it into my children at a younger age. Now I am
Right.
instilling as soon as I learned better, I started doing better.
Right.
So I'm teaching them these things, but I wish I would have been able to start teaching them at 4 years old, because at the age that they are now, they would have been sharp as a sword.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I didn't start teaching my kids about building a brand until they was probably like 2 years ago. Because, like you said, I didn't have the foundation to learn how to teach, or ahead of time. Look, we learning together. I'm a young mom. We have young kids. You grow with them. Y'all learn together. That's what it's all about. What like you said when it comes like to nails, like you do your own designs. Like are these like designs that you also teach as well, or like these are just ones that you have to you hold dear?
So my logo is where no creation is the same. So when a person sits down in front of me, it's the color. If you have an inspiration, we can recreate. Nothing to ever be the same. So if I'm teaching certain techniques, which is the
Right.
question, uh, the word, I will teach you the technique for ombre. I will teach you technique for marbling with acrylic and gel. I will teach you my right way, long lasting process way of applying bling to someone's nail and nails staying on for a long period of time and not breaking in half. I'm gonna teach you all those techniques that I saw work for me for years. Now, I just had an expo where I did a demo at, and I told the group of students that I taught. We did encapsulation, and I touched bases on some other things. Like I told them, I can teach you this technique. If you are to get this down pat, then I know you wouldn't have a problem. But then we have to go back to the basics to make sure you're doing that right so that this technique can work for you. And then if I teach you a technique and you learn it, you may find that you could do it a different way and finesse it. But I'm going to teach you the technique I have. Different designs are never the
Never the same. I like that. I like a business like the one you have where you said design is never the same because you always get something different. It's something refreshing. It's like let me see what she got next. Let me see what she have. I really thought your website, all from the heartdesigns.com, was really professional, well explained on everything. So y'all make sure if y'all are online, check out all from the heartdesigns.com. She's out here killing it with 5-star reviews. Because I saw you have some amazing reviews. Like, how does that make you feel, like as a business owner?
as a business owner, um, I'm excited that people speak on me in a good way. As a business owner, from where I started, oh my God, don't start making me start. To know that there's people, even for the people who stopped coming to me because I had to leave that level that I was at. I appreciate them for still texting me, coming into my DMs and saying, "I still love your work. Yeah, I'm gonna send somebody to you." I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I just ask that people continue. Like, if you guys decide to do business with me, I ask that you guys do go to my website and leave reviews. I currently have my reviews on my services. I'm going to add reviews for products and press on so that you guys can do reviews on those as well. But you guys can go in and just put reviews on my page regardless, on the website regardless. I like this. I love the feedback. I love when my clients tag me on social media with their say.
It gives you this warm feeling. I don't know. For me, I feel like a kid that got ice cream. Like it feels
Every
when
time.
people tag either Eyelash Me Too or Cascade Power Shop, and I read the review. It's like, oh my god, because it's like it's coming from their heart on how
Hmm.
they feel. Everybody don't get 5-star reviews. They're really great reviews. So when you do get them, it's like I did it. I got to keep going. Someone, it's like an extra person that believes in what you're doing.
When you even say the 5 star review, even I think I had to, let the group of people that I had at that time know that I had the review thing up because some people didn't notice it. But just to know that they even went. Some people don't take that time out.
They don't.
Not with small businesses, not small business owners, not nail techs. Normally they're used to going to the chop shop, going in, coming right out. Some
Exactly.
people use they platforms for just their families or their businesses. But to have somebody go back to my website, leave me a review,
Even on Google.
I don't even know if I have a review. That's one thing that I'm working on. But I will tell businesses be able to be Google.
Yes, that is true. You have to be able to be Google.
So y'all gonna see a whole lot of hot stuff about me. I'm hot out
Yes, yes, you are.
there.
Yes,
Or
you
you ever
are.
me.
I was like, okay, when I was looking at all from the heart designs, I'm like, okay, she out here on Facebook. People know who she is. Like, you're really doing it. And I think it's great that you're teaching classes. You're teaching, you're not just keeping the secret sauce to yourself. Like, you're teaching the class where other people can learn, how to do the same thing or, how to build a brand with, doing nail design. So people like, I don't want to teach that. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. I want to, keep it to myself. So when I always hear that there's someone teaching how to do this too, I think it's really great. Whether you charge or you don't, you're still sharing that knowledge and information with the next person.
I feel as though if I put out there what somebody, what I probably would want somebody to do for me when I was younger, then I'm comfortable. I don't know how to put it. Like I have peers, male peers, people who are doing different businesses that reach out to me. And the fact that they reach out to me, that's another type of review. That means that you're looking at something that I'm doing from the outside of that window and you're saying, I like how she's doing that. Let me get advice from her.
Exactly.
I appreciate that, but I appreciate it even more that you even thought of me to get advice from, to help you wherever you're trying to go. So
I agree with you.
I do charge for my classes. They're not free.
Yes.
But sometimes I'm gonna come up off of my prices because I love
But your prices is always your prices.
what
Your stuff, they're worth what you charge.
I do.
So I always believe that, your prices is your prices. Like at my Paco shop, I charge $5 for my lashes. That's my price. If you don't like it, you want something cheaper, you could go in the hair store. It's only like two steps
Not
away.
cheaper.
People say they'll be like, "Oh, these is nice," but I could go in the hair store and get them for $1. Okay, go ahead, because these not gonna be $1. These is not gonna be $1 for you today. So it's like your price is your price. People, they always say that somebody's selling hair brushes for $2, I can go in there and get it, cheaper. People always want to say what they can do cheaper in hopes that you will drop your prices down to accommodate them. And I always believe your price is your price and you stick to it. You believe in your product, it's good, it's selling 5 stars, it's built off your hands, your back, whatever. That price you stick on there is what it's worth. You have to believe in not just yourself but your brain. I tell my kids that. Got my daughter, she be like, I'm gonna just sell my lip gloss. I said, girl, you better not. Your price is your price. She was saying that because someone had made a comment last Saturday, an adult made a comment that they felt like her lip gloss was too expensive to be a child. to be
To
a
be a
child.
child.
Yeah, like the
How old do I
child
gotta
trying to
be for
sell
my
you.
price to be this way?
Right. And I so she was like, so I think, for my age, 'cause lip gloss was like $3. So she was like, I think how much is dropping down. I'm like, no,
What's
your
your
price
daughter's
is just
name?
tight. Khalees.
Kalisa. Khalees or Kalisa?
Khalees.
Khalees.
Yeah.
Okay. I started doing nails before I was 13 years old.
She do watch on YouTube.
Before I was 13 years old. Okay. And I used to get on the MARTA bus. Um, what's that? G something. It's the one that take you to Clayton County from 5 Points. I used to have family taking me to my appointments, picking me back up. I was riding around with suitcases that you take on the airplane. And I had those lower prices. But at some point, the products that I used changed. At some point, I started having my own vehicle to drive. At some point, my shape got a little bit better. At some point, I could do longer nails. At some point, my bling wasn't looking like a piece of bubble gum rolled up. At some point, I was leveling up and I understood that I was worth more than $15. At some point, I had kids. At some point, bills were coming. I knew it. I learned what bills were. So the prices had to be more in order for all this lifestyle stuff I wanted
Yep.
to be obtained by now. I did have a family, and then as I got older, I had a man that was a man. We're not gonna talk about that right now. You're young, okay? But what I want you to understand is that you don't let somebody come sit in your presence, stand at your table, and tell you as a business owner when they don't have their own business, especially when they don't have their own business, tell you what your price should be. They don't know how late you're staying up at night filling tubes. They don't know how long it takes you to mix your glosses. They don't know if you have a vendor. They don't know how if your products didn't turn out right, if your labels didn't turn out right, what you had to throw away and start over. They don't know that. So you continue to do things based upon what you feel is best. And if your mom is manager and she's telling you is best, listen to those things because I promise you, I charge what I charge now. I've had a few people, I even just did a survey with people telling me about my prices expenses, the reason why they come to me. Thank you for your honesty. I needed that. I will not be lowering my prices. However, when you catch a special, I would love for you to take the opportunity to come see me, sit down, and get the experience that I'm gonna offer you coming into your house. But because you're not in that in that realm yet, I don't know which way you're going with it. But right now, you're selling your products. I sell my products. When I do specials on my products. If you get that 50, 25, 30% off, you catch it, you use the code, you can get it. But when I'm at a pop up shop, whatever I say my price is, that is what it is. Now,
Mhm.
as you get better, you may become you a good car salesman. Let me tell you what good car salesman is. I see this person with three items in their hand. They want all three, but they ain't got money for all three. You know what? If you get all three of them today, I'm gonna do the math before I go talk to them so I don't step on my own toe. But I'm gonna do the math. And like if you get all three, I'll give it to you for this. However, we don't drop our prices
Nope.
for somebody else. Now, if somebody is telling you your prices are too low, then you consider that positive feedback and you consider that praise. Because that's praise when a person tells you that's too low. But you never drop it. Don't drop your prices. Don't feel bad. Don't cry about it. When a person comes to your table, pick up three things and say, no, I'm not gonna get it too much. Don't feel bad about those things. Just keep going. Because let me tell you another thing, and I have clientele. For all the people who tell me that my price is too expensive or they don't come to me or they don't engage with me, that is not my audience and that is not the clientele that I want.
That's it right there.
So, okay.
That's it.
I'll take all that down now.
That's for Khalees, anybody listening, that's
Yes.
watching, everybody out there. That is the best advice that you can ever give when it comes to people speaking on your prices. Make sure y'all follow. Can you give out what your social media
Yes.
platforms are?
So my Facebook is going to be AFTHD Nails. That is my Facebook. And my Instagram is AFTH Designs with an S underscore 01 nails. So when you find my page, you'll see a background with my logo, which is Often Heart Designs LLC, where no creation is the same. And yeah, come follow my page. Like, share, talk to me. Always happy to have new people added to my family. And like I said, I am building now a VIP client list, so I would be more than happy to have you join that.
Well, I thank you for coming. You have been a whole inspiration, a whole vibe. Make sure y'all shop all from the Heart Designs and support, support, support. So many of us love nails, we love the bling, we love handmade items, different items. Shop and support. It's tax season still. So I know the money's out there. Before we go, we have 5 minutes, but we need to jump and pop in topic of the day, which is a teacher is arrested for slapping the 8-year-old for spitting on him. Was he right or wrong, and what would you have done? Miss Nate, can you tell us what you think about this? This just happened Monday. He slapped fire to that little 8-year-old boy because he spit on him in his um, I don't. It's kind of hard because ugh, it's a child. If it's an adult, it's something different. But this teacher slapped a child in the face, and he was arrested. And some people in the comments that was under this post on the news was like, "Oh, he was well within his rights." I saw somebody asking what was his bonds. I saw somebody saying like, "How dare he hit a child?" I saw a teacher comment and say, "Teachers, need to." I'm glad they standing up to students. Um, I'm just so I need to bring it to the people.
Did you want me
Yeah,
to know that?
because no copy, bad. Yes, this is really trending. This story has hit the shade room, and a lot of people is speaking on it. So,
My opinion about that is from a parent,
I'm a parent, yes.
from parent point, this parent point. Don't smack my child. You better call me and let me smack my child. Because I will, because I don't believe in spitting. Spitting is just like shooting the gun
Yeah.
in my eyes. It's very disrespectful. Okay? So we don't spit.
Yes.
But give the parent an opportunity. Now, maybe the teacher needs some mental evaluation because they shouldn't be disciplining kids like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but from a parent point of view, don't hit my child.
Right.
I'm going to. That's first. I am going to now. If you slap my child, I'm not going to get on my child.
Mhm.
If you slap my child, I'm not getting on my child. My child has now been disciplined by you. Now I'm going to discipline you. If I get there first before the police, something's going to shake. Okay.
Mhm.
Now I have been in a situation like this,
Okay.
and I almost got arrested. I
People
almost got
don't play
arrested.
about their children.
Yeah. People don't. But if I
People
was
don't.
from the adult, out, outside me being a parent, um, if someone's child spit on me, 8-year-old child,
Eight.
I'm taking the strap off my purse if it's possible, and I'm holding and I'm yanking you up. You need to call your parent right now. I may try to have that discipline. But you have to. Another part of me says that you have those parents who like, I don't care what Kiki or Derek do.
They do have those parents.
So if you that type of parent, I'm disciplining your child myself.
I agree with
And
that.
then I'll deal with whatever consequences come behind it.
I agree with that.
Now
But
smacking,
I agree with that because, as I stated on here before, I had a situation where a little boy was bullying. He was hitting my daughter, and I went to the mom, and the mom was like, oh, their kids gonna be. I'm like, this my daughter's light skinned. She's red. He's punching on her because she's tall. So that's the problem. And so when she wasn't doing anything about it, like, oh, well, whatever. I went to the little boy and I told him he put his hands on my child again, then I'm going to come to the bus stop. Because people don't play about their kids. And if the parents not doing anything, what can you do? So many kids is being hurt or, hurting themselves because they are being bullied.
At some point, if the parent not getting involved, then I'm gonna get involved because I don't play about my kids. But I feel like this man slapping his 8-year-old child, I felt like he should be in jail. And I felt like it, it's an 8-year-old child. He was mimicking something he saw. I don't think that's right for you to physically put your hands on him and knock this little boy down. Because now he may be traumatized. And he may not even know what he did wrong. But at 8, I can't say he may not have known what he done wrong. I don't know. He's 8.
I'm holding all 8-year-olds to the same standards I hold my 8-year-old to. Yeah. I'm not saying that the man was right for the smack, but I got an 8-year-old that know how to make homemade burgers.
Yeah.
That knows the concept of changing a tire and washing clothes and separating them and folding.
And I said that because the mom was like, he may not have been aware of what he was doing, so I don't know.
I'm holding unless this teacher was a special needs teacher, and that child was. I haven't seen the story.
Yeah.
So, but if that was the case, totally you were out of pocket. If the child had special needs or maybe, different things like that, the teacher's out of pocket. But if you have that child that you always call home and the parent is rowdy and the child is always rowdy, maybe a belt, you know what I'm saying, or the corner, or do the magical chair.
Some of these kids is prone to spankings. They just like
So then you give them the stand in the corner, the embarrassment treatment, or do the imaginary cheer. Kids cry for that one. They like in the gas chamber on that one. I know that. That's all especially. We on this one. Okay, so yeah, but do something like that, smacking the child. I don't think he was in the right for that. But you never know. You said the incident about you going to the bus stop. Like, what if it was like 3 kids trying to jump on you for going to talk to that one child? How would you? You know what I'm saying? You never know what type of kid we're dealing with.
We never know. But when it comes to children, some people go to beyond the beyond. I done seen stories where grandparents have got on the bus to confront bullies because children are killing themselves. And if you are thinking that pulling my daughter's hair or hitting her because you're not gonna hit a boy is okay, then something has to be done because my daughter's not gonna keep coming home crying every day because you thinking what you're doing is funny. So if I can't see the parent, then I need to see you. Somebody needs to be seen because it's not gonna continue to go on. But when I left the bus stop, he's never touched my daughter again. But it's just that. Now we gotta go to popping topic number 2 before we leave for the day. Is your man allowed to have a female best friend? No.
Oh, you want my answer? No. No, and no.
No. No. And okay, so this was a topic that was in like one of my groups I have, my Alice Meets group, and she was just like, my man, his best friend, she comes pick him up and like they go to the gym and they go hanging out, and stuff like that. And I'm like, don't nobody see anything wrong with this comment. They go to the gym, they go eat together, best friend.
I would say this.
Tamika comment before you go there. Tamika commented on Facebook. She said, "I agree. I don't feel about my kids neither, but slapping an 8-year-old, he could have handled it different by calling the parents. He's an adult and he's a child. We agree. He definitely should have done that." And she said, "Yes, her man can have a best friend."
Must be married.
I
don't. The best friend thing. The reason why I say no, it depends. Okay, my best friend, like if and I have a male real close friend, but once I got into a relationship, certain things that we not engaged in, like we weren't like sexual active or anything like that, but certain things that we did as best friends, I couldn't no longer do with you anymore because it would have been disrespectful to my partner. So, and best friends, they spend out one another's houses, they in the bathroom while one another is showering, they doing just all 2, 3 o'clock in the morning out hanging out, and we may trust our partners. I'm not saying, saying some people don't trust their partners, but I'm saying even if I did trust my partner, your best friend, it would have to be some type of boundaries there. I don't mind you having female friends, but it has to be boundaries. Best friends know too much.
Some women go too far. Like, okay, Tamika said, but if she hasn't, but if she can be an ex and now she has a best friend title, no, not if
Oh
she
yeah.
used to be an ex.
But we'll
Okay,
never know if you don't tell us.
you never know if you don't. You know, it was like a situation where my husband, he had a friend that he had from the military. Now they came in being friends. They never dated anything like that, but she overstepped her boundaries. But and you know, because of course when we get into it, you go tell your friend what's going on. I
That's what I'm
called
talking
my
about.
home
Yep.
girl. He called her for her his perspective, her perspective as a
Moral
woman.
support.
Yeah. What would you think of this, as a woman or whatever? But I read, when I saw his phone, she was like, bashing me. She wasn't really giving the advice he asked
You
for.
taking sides.
Yeah, it was like, oh, well, what kind of woman if I, because if I was your one, stuff like that. But you saying this like as a friend, as an example,
Yeah.
as an example, I wouldn't have done, you know what I'm saying? They overstepped their boundaries. Though he corrected the situation, and definitely they're not friends no more because I don't play that.
Mhm.
You, they don't. When it comes to a female, if they have feelings with that man, especially if they've been friends a long time, you can't say feelings don't develop.
They do.
And they do. You have a friend for like 10, 15 years with that man, there are some type of feelings there. And you feel like you could overstep your boundaries and you can say whatever, or if he's upset, you come into the house to get him. I've seen what too many of them things go wrong. And it's not that you insecure in a relationship, but I feel like some people is not really the friend. Or some guys, they lie and say, oh, this person is my best friend since middle school and they only been doing each other for 3 weeks, as an excuse for him to be able to go freely hang out with this woman, or this man to be able to freely go hang out with this person. That's what. Okay, y'all, that is our show for the day. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Miss Nette for coming in. Y'all check her out from All From the Heart Designs. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, Build the Brand with Kristen. Every Wednesday and Thursday we live from 10 a.m. to 11. I will see y'all next week. Hello.